If you're doing this properly, they shouldn't be able to stick their hand. This is the strongest position for us to be in if they cannot stick their hand inside here. Alright, so now I want to take the time and use part 2 to talk about the upper half of the swing. Last time we talked about the lower half and we compared it to a car. How from the belly button down, that's my gas pedal, that controls how fast the car goes. Alright, now let's look at the upper half, looking at the hands, how the hands working in the zone. And now you start to get a better understanding of how the swing actually works. How is it supposed to work? How is it supposed to move? And what are the pieces actually doing? So we look at the upper half of the swing, and for this drill, I want to show you the proper position that we need to be attacking baseballs in. Okay, that upper half, when we start looking at the hands, the shoulders, the arms, now we're directionalizing the baseball. You know, look at the car. That determines where the car is actually being steered. Think about the car, the piece that we're steering, as the bat. This is the piece that we want to steer. We want to make sure this thing is going in the right direction. So I'm going to show you guys how we can do that with the heavy bag. So the first thing I'm gonna start with by telling you guys, make sure we get into contact. We should be short and sweet to contact. You hear coaches talk about, okay, you want to be short to it, long through it. So that's the concept I want to help you guys be able to visualize and understand today. So we look at it. I'm gonna show you the first way how it should look, what we don't want to do. Okay, so we're getting the contact here. Getting the contact, we shouldn't be getting the baseballs, and I watch a lot of younger guys, when they get the baseballs, the position that they get into is here, right? The arms are totally straight. What you heard before, maybe the power V, this is not a power V position. This arm should not be fully extended. This arm should not be fully extended. When we get to this position here, this is the weakest position for our hands to be in. We're just not in a strong position. So if someone were to come up to me and grab my hands from this position with my arms locked out from the elbow, from the wrist to the elbow and the shoulder, I'm not gonna have enough strength with my hands being this far away from my center of gravity to be able to control them and keep them and resist where they're trying to move my hands. All right, but if I'm getting to the baseball and I'm nice and tight here, now if somebody tries to come up to me and move my hands from this position, it's a tighter feel. For me, I get a chance to use a little more resistance against the bag. You know, with this is actually, we're talking about contact against the baseball. Now, and like you probably see it a lot with those with little league players. Like you watch the ball hit the bat, and like their bat will bounce back a little bit. Well, part of it is that they're a little bit weaker, yes. But then another thing too, it's all about how strong are the levers at the point of contact. And another way we can make that lever a little bit stronger is by keeping the hands close to the body. So when we're getting the contact, it should be here in this power V position. When we look at the top hand, bottom hand being palm up, palm down, and keeping this elbow tight to the body and making sure that lead elbow is not getting up and away. This should be tight to the body as well. You know, if somebody, it's a great position because if you're doing this properly, they shouldn't be able to stick their hand. This is the strongest position for us to be in if they cannot stick their hand inside here. Same thing on the front side. If they can't stick their hand under my armpit. Because now what we can do, we can use the core, the legs, the levers by my arms being connected to my body here. Now I tighten up contact and I can resist that baseball coming off the bat. And so we get to contact short and sweet. Boom, right there. Now, after we get to this position and we start finishing our swing and we start getting through, we should start pushing through contact and my barrel should start moving here, straight through. That's when we start making contact a lot stronger. So when we're getting the contact on the bag, that's why I wanted to show you guys the first segment first. We need to be using our hips to get our hands in place, not the other way around. Okay? And so what I hear a lot of people talking about right now is turning the barrel, this, that, and the third. Your hips put your hands in motion. It's not the other way around. So when I'm working, my foot is landed, I'm at post stride and I'm ready to go. It's signaling to the rest of my body that I'm ready to go and I'm ready to swing. My hands are in a strong position. They shouldn't be on your shoulders by the time the front foot lands. They should not be on your shoulders. The bat should be off of your shoulder with your arms and your hands in a firm position. So once the front foot lands, that's when we can fire as quick and as hard and as fast as we want to. Now every muscle in the body should be fairly tense, because what we're doing, we're connecting all the pieces. So if I'm working from here, my front foot is landed and everything gets firm, only thing I do, if I start turning my hips, watch how my hips put my hands in motion. Stiffen everything up, hips start going, boom, puts the hands in motion. The only thing I have to do is reposition my hands to the front of my body. That's it, and it finishes. So I'm here, front foot is landed, hips go, they lead my hands. Hips first, hands last. Let your hips swing your hands in motion. Think about it like this. For all my guys that lift out there, when you're doing a hang clean, the motion that powers the bar up, even though you're holding onto the bar itself, it's not the arms just guide it up. It's the hip pop that gets that thing going. Boom, the hip pop, and then I guide it with my arms to make sure it falls in the right position. So the same thing happens in my swing. When I'm swinging, my hips start my hands, put my hands in place, and then my hands just guide the bat through the zone. Let the power of the hips start the hands, and let the hands finish the action. All right? Let the gas pedal, the legs, start the car, and then after the car is started, let the hands directionalize the bat through the zone. Let it guide the bat through the zone. All right? So we're working off this heavy bag. Make sure we're keeping that contact nice and tight to the body. Keep the arms nice and connected to the body. All right?